All right, in this video, I'm going to cover some very basics for animating in Pixel. So first things first, what I want to try to do is create a ball that looks like it's bouncing, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my circle. I'm going to select the size of my pixel. I'm going to start with a small one for this one. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to click, I'm going to drag, I'm going to create my ball. I want to color this thing in, so I'm going to click on the spill bucket, and then I'm going to choose a color. I'm going to go with We'll go with a pink ball. Then I'm going to left click to color that thing in. Next thing I'm going to do is, you remember how in animations you got to go frame by frame to make something look like it's moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to this frame and I'm going to duplicate it. Now I have two frames that look exactly the same. I'm going to go down to my little grabber tool right here, and I'm going to just move this thing. I'm going to move this thing up just a little bit. Okay, now one tool that I want to show you is this little onion skin over here. I would recommend that you turn that on. Once you turn that on, you're going to see a little transparent view of this ball underneath. Basically, all that's doing, it is showing you where the other frame is, so that you can perfectly line up your frames in each shot. Okay, so oops, I accidentally just deleted it. I'm going to duplicate this. Okay, let's grab that, pull it up just a little bit. Okay, all right, so then I'm going to duplicate this frame, pull it up, duplicate this frame, pull it up, duplicate this frame, pull it up. Now, if you're looking for a quicker method or something where you have to do it over and over again, if you look at this little keyboard shortcut menu, it shows you all sorts of shortcuts. This will be especially efficient, or this will help you be more efficient in your animations. So I'm going to find the duplicate one. So it's right here. Shift plus N will duplicate the current frame that I'm on. Okay. So if I do that, I hold Shift and N. I move it up. Shift N, up, Shift N, up, Shift N, up. See how much faster that is rather than having to click back and forth. Okay. All right. Now if I look at my preview over here, it should look a little bit like my ball is bouncing. All right, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to kind of give it this little squish effect. Because if you ever notice a ball that's bouncing, when it hits the ground, it kind of looks like it's squishing a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So I've got my animation. I'm going to go over here to the rectangle select tool. If you hover over these things, you'll notice that there's extra tools and extra things that you can do. If you look at this one on the bottom where it says if you hold shift, you can move the content. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to choose the selection tool. I'm going to grab the top part of the ball. I'm going to hold shift and I'm just going to move it down a little bit. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to grab part of the ball. I'm going to hold shift. I'm going to go down just a little bit. Now I'm going to duplicate this frame. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to duplicate the frame, do it one more time. And then if we look over in our animation, it looks like our ball is jumping up and down and it's squishing when it gets to the bottom. Gives it a little bit more personality there. Now that we've made our ball bounce and squish, the next thing I want to show you is the background feature and how to kind of use some layers on there, okay? So, oops, delete that for now. So we got our ball that's bouncing and squishing. The next thing we want to do is we're going to add a layer behind it so that it looks like the ball is like at the park or something, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here where it says layers and I'm going to hit plus, okay? As you can see, I've already labeled this first one ball. And then the second layer, I'm going to call this one, I'm going to double click and call this background. Now the way this works is whichever one is on top over here, it will be on top over here, okay? So if I go ahead and I start drawing my background over here, it's going to cover up that ball. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that background is underneath on that ball, okay? Now I'm going to start drawing my background. I'm going to make this look like it's at the park. So I'm going to take the rectangle tool, I'm going to choose some green grass. We'll do some green grass, and then we'll choose some blue for the sky. And then, oops, some green grass right there. Okay, So now I'm going to go to my rectangle tool. I'm going to keep this super simple. I'm going to do this one. Oops, that's my sky. I'm going to do my sky up here. And I'm going to do my grass down here. I'm going to do the spill bucket, and then I'm going to go like that, okay? So now, there you go. And then if you really want to get creative, you can grab this, do a little doodle, maybe make a little person playing ball. I don't know. Maybe that's my son. I don't know. He's in the background. Yeah, he's playing ball. Okay. So now, if I got my ball in my background there. Now, if we watch this animation over here, you'll notice it's there, it flashes, and then it goes away. So so what you could do is you could go back and you could try to recreate that background on every single slide, or you could do a quick little trick here. If you click on background and you go to this thing that says clone current layer to all frames, click on that. And now my background is all in part of my entire animation. All right, and then just a couple more features that I'm going to show you that I think might be helpful while you're doing your creations are a few of these. So first of all, when you guys are drawing stuff and you're using the pencil tool, and we'll say you're using two colors, it becomes kind of a hassle to switch between the colors every time you click here. So I want to show you this. If you go here and you change, we'll say I'm doing a pencil and I'm going to draw something that's like red and blue. I'm going to grab the pencil and I'm going to select the red. And then if you select the second square and you change this one to a different color like the blue, now if you're using your pencil and you left click, it'll draw red, right? And then if you right click, it switches to blue. You left click, it switches to red again. Right click, switches to blue again. Left click switches to red, okay? So that's a nice little shortcut that might help you guys out, okay? The other thing I want to show you guys is some of the transform tools over here. I use these a lot. So if you hover over these, it'll give you a brief description of what they are. Feel free to tinker with these, okay? If you make a mistake or you don't like the change, remember if you use Control Z, it will undo the last thing that you did. So if you look over here, it says flip horizontally. So if you hit the left, you can actually flip the entire layer. Notice how I'm on the ball. It'll flip the entire layer back and forth. Okay. Similarly, you can do the counterclockwise. We did that one already, or you can align the image to center. So now everything I have is kind of aligned to that center point. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that stuff though. I'm going to get rid of this hello. Control Z. Okay, so now you notice that the ball is right there. I'm going to grab this thing. The other thing that I like is this ball. You notice how it's kind of off to the left. If I wanted to center that up, I could go to this align center and I would just align it to the center for this frame. Now, if you hover over here, it says apply to all layers. If you wanted to do this to all layers, you could hold shift and click on that and notice how they all moved. So now if I watch my animation, where's that? Right here. If I watch my animation, that ball is aligned in the center. I don't know why it's not showing me the entire animation, but that's kind of how that works. Another tool that I want to show you guys is I'm going to open up a different one. I'm going to open up Mega Man. The other tool that I find really helpful is when you guys are starting to customize your things and you need to select colors. Sometimes it's really hard, like you'll be making one color, like let's say I'm making another Mega Man over here. Right? Like this is totally awful. But we'll say I'm making another character over here and I'm having a really hard time matching this blue color over here. If you click on this dropper tool and then you click on the color that you want in the frame, notice how it changes it to that exact color. And then I can switch back to my spill bucket and I can do that. And now it changes to whatever color I chose, right? Similarly, if I wanted to do that yellow color, I just kind of do that, and then you can change it to whatever color that you need, okay? The other one that I really like, I'm going to do this. Let me see if I can duplicate Mega Man here. So I'm going to duplicate Mega Man. If I can figure this out. Control C. Control V. Okay, so you see how I have two Mega Mans? So now if I wanted to, I could do the spill bucket. Let's say I want to make Mega Man, I don't know, like red and green, because he's like a Minnesota Wilds fan now for some reason. So if I wanted to make him red and green instead of blue and light blue, I could go in here and find all the different colors, use the spill bucket and do this is dark blue, this is dark blue, this is dark blue, this is dark blue, this is blue, this is blue, this is blue, this is blue, light blue is green, 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 green. Oh, I missed this one right here, red. Okay, so you could totally do it like that. Or you have another option, okay? If you get rid of all that, I'm gonna duplicate Mega Man again. Okay, if I duplicate Mega Man again, you have this paint all pixels as the same color tool. This one's actually a lot of fun. If you click on this one and you want to do all the dark blue is red, watch this. 1, 2, and I'm done. Okay, so feel free to use that as you will. Those are just some tools to kind of help you get started. I'd encourage you guys to really tinker with some of these other tools, figure out what they do, and then when you're over top of these, just kind of read the descriptions and just kind of explore on your own. Some of the best tools are the ones that you learn just from messing with stuff. Okay, but that's all I got for you guys. Good luck.